The big news out of Orlando is that they're going to retire the first jersey number in franchise history. And it's only fitting that the first player to receive this honor is the player who put this team on the map. That's the number 32 jersey from Shaquille O'Neal. For decades, they refused to give him this honor for the way he left the team and because he simply didn't play with them long enough. Apparently, they now have had a change of heart. The question is, does he truly deserve to have his jersey retired for that team? Should it matter that he only played for 4 years and never won a championship? If you're looking for a statistical case, he absolutely has one. Let's take a look at the franchise leaders. He currently ranks 2nd in total blocks, 3rd in total rebounds, and 6th in total points scored. He did that much damage in his short stint there. But if we're talking players in their prime, I believe no one was better than Shaq. On a side note, there's an argument to be made that no one had a better season in franchise history than Tracy McGrady did in 2003. If I had to rank the greatest individual seasons from a Magic, I would give the nod to T-Mac in 03. However, he never duplicated that kind of dominance. In Shaq's case, he was the most dominant force from 1994 to 1996. And I have the numbers to prove it. For example, he has the 2nd and 3rd highest points per game average. He has the 1st, 3rd, and 5th highest blocks per game average, and the 4th highest rebounds per game average for a single season in franchise history. But let's look at a couple of his seasons to further his case. In 1994, he averaged 29.3 points on 59.9% shooting, 13.2 rebounds, and 2.9 blocks per game. In just his sophomore season, he led the league in field goal percentage. He was 2nd in points, 2nd in rebounds, and 6th in blocks. Let's not forget that this came at a time when the NBA was a big man's league. But for a young Shaq, the NBA was nothing but a buffet of barbecue chicken. Let's try and look at this from a historical perspective. He was so close to posting the highest points per game average by any player that shot over 60% from the field. He took and missed 2 3-pointers that took his average down to 59.9%. That's how close he was to history. In the following year, he was awarded with the scoring title. But that's not all. He nearly became the 3rd player in league history to finish 1st in points per game and field goal percentage, along with Wilt Chamberlain and Bob McAdoo. He had the 2nd highest percentage behind Chris Gatling. He was later able to accomplish this in his legendary 2000 MVP season, but he nearly did the same while wearing an Orlando Magic uniform. Thanks to his dominant season, he finished 2nd in MVP voting. That is tied for the highest finish in franchise history, along with Dwight Howard in the 2010-11 lockout season. That's right, the Magic had the modern day Wilt. What he was doing was historic, and it should warrant the proper recognition. As great as he was individually, he was also able to uplift his team to dominant seasons. The Magic have had a total of 8 50-win seasons. 3 of those came while Shaq was on the team. That includes a 1995-96 season where they posted the only 60-win season in franchise history. Then we have the previous year where Shaq was a leader of a supremely underrated team. When we think of the best teams to never win a title in the 90s, we usually think of the 1993 Phoenix Suns, the 1996 Seattle Supersonics, and the 1997 Utah Jazz. But let's not overlook the 95 Magic. Not only did they win 57 games, but they also posted a league-leading 115.1 offensive rating. That is the 3rd highest offensive rating by any team of the 90s. It wasn't a fluke that this team was able to reach the finals. As impressive of a feat that is, this playoff run became even more legendary when they pulled off the impossible. During the 90s, there were only 2 teams that were able to eliminate Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls in the playoffs. It was the Bad Boy Pistons in 1990 and this team. That is an accomplishment in itself. There's no question that they would have never defeated them if they didn't have Shaq to draw so much attention that led to open looks for his teammates. The last factor that needs to be considered is the nostalgia. When Shaq was in Orlando, They're the most entertaining team to watch for basketball fans. He was the one who brought national attention to a team that came into existence only 3 years before its introduction to the league. Of course, players such as Penny Hardaway had a lot to do with that as well. But from the moment he left to play for the Lakers, they no longer had that same appeal. Fans quickly realized that the Magic were at their best when they had the big fella, and they've never been quite the same. So does it truly matter that he only played 4 years there? It doesn't. The best historical comparison is a player that's always been linked to the Diesel. That's Wilt Chamberlain. Did you know that he has his jersey retired with the Lakers? He only played 5 seasons there, but his number is up in the rafters. Of course, winning a title in 1972 is a big reason why he received such an honor. But for a franchise that's all about rings, that's important. For the Orlando Magic, it isn't. Although he never accomplished the ultimate goal, he brought the Magic to the finals. He had the best playoff run out of any player. He was a part of their only 60-win season, and he had the best numbers out of anyone. For me, Shaq receiving this honor is way overdue. But what about you all? Do you think he deserves to have his number retired? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.